Hour number 3, Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Tuesday. He's Big Joe Dubin. I'm Chase McCabe. Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier, behind the glass as well. Coming up Thursday, we're going to be at Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel, and they have started a happy hour Monday through Friday from 4 to 6 p.m. You can go in there and get some great specials. Also a great spot for any event at Bridgestone Arena, whether it be a Preds game or a concert. Ascend or the Ryman Auditorium. Just stop in Bar Lines, one of our favorite places in the Omni Nashville Hotel, because there are so many awesome places to go inside that building. Go check out the happy hour at Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel. We say hello now to John McClain down in Houston. John, what's up? How are you?
I am doing great. I've been watching I love watching the Combine on the NFL Network, even after it's over. And I watch it over and over and over to watch the players, hear everything being said about them. It always blows me away. There was an interview earlier at the start of the Combine, asked multiple NFL coaches if they moved players up and down based on the Combine. Every one of them said no. They talk about they do that off tape and other, evaluations. And yet you see the media people doing it like crazy every single year, but the teams swear they don't. And but I love watching it. Once the NFL Network came in and took it over and started televising it, that took it to a whole new level, and I can't get enough of it.
Do you think, I mean, we've talked about this before, but I just feel like, I know Indy loves having it and it's a good central spot and, you know, everything being right there together downtown, but I feel like this is another opportunity for the NFL to make more money and move it around.
Well, they're not doing it for the fans. They do it for the players. And I don't think that would be a benefit. It benefits the players in the league. And if you ask anybody, they'd want to stay right there because, number one, it's centrally located. Number two, you can walk everywhere. If it's snowing, you can walk on all the walkways and never have to go outside. You have your hotel right there, all the media hotels, and the only thing they have to get on a van or a bus for is to go to the hospital for their physicals, and everybody loves it there. And there's plenty of places like Jerry Jones wants it out at Frisco, where his facility is. Well, of course he wants it there because he owns half the places around it, and who would benefit financially? Jerry Jones. And plus, Frisco is way out. You can't walk anywhere. And L.A. wants it, and they want it for Stan Kroenke wants to bring it in there and use the building for the NFL Network across the street from the stadium. Well, that'd be terribly inconvenience for people coming from the East Coast. So it always comes down to money. If Jerry Jones can put money in the owner's pockets that is not being put in by Indy, or if Stan Kroenke can do it, they'll do it. There used to be regional combines. People got tired of going to like Seattle or Tampa. That's how they came up with Indy in '87. And I was there for the first one, and you didn't get hardly any media at any regional combine, and you didn't get much at all. I can remember 5, 6, 7, 8 writers. I was hanging out in the lobby of the Crown Plaza and grabbing any player we came out, asking who he was, where he's from, and usually doing interviews waiting for the draft. And then we saw it go to a whole different level where everybody started doing stories every day, and you had a miniature Radio Row. All the TVs came, and it's exciting. It is a great event for people to go to.
John McClain is with us. So the Texans get David Montgomery from Detroit, send a couple of draft picks, and Juice Scruggs the other way. What do you think about that move for Houston?
Well, Juice Scruggs was going to make this team. He's been a big disappointment. Second-round pick. Another example of general manager Nick Casario's incompetency in building an offensive line. And he traded Titus Howard, number 1 pick in 19, who was a regular starter. Last year he played right tackle and left guard for a 5th-round pick, and they already needed linemen. And for a team that went to the second round of the playoffs, and the line was better in pass protection, but they couldn't run block worth a damn. David Montgomery has averaged 11 touchdowns a season rushing. He had 33 the last 3 years, and then the Texans had 34. That's an example of how incompetent they are at running the football, whether it's in the middle of the field or down inside the 5-yard line. So it's just like Joe Mixon 2 years ago. I thought, well, he's 28 years old. He's going to be 29. Montgomery's going to be 29. But after watching what Mixon did, and Nick Caserio stole the Bengals blind, they were going to cut Mixon, not sure why. He just scored 12 touchdowns, and it averaged 12 touchdowns in 3 previous seasons. So instead of him being a free agent and the Texans having to bid on him as a vested veteran, he said, well, we'll give you 7. So the Bengals, well, that's better than nothing. They took the 7. Mixon was their best offensive player, and he gave them life in the running game, receiving game. If he hadn't had 2 illegal hip drop tackles, which cost him 3.5 games and ultimately surgery, he might have rushed for 1,500 yards and had another 3 or 4 as a receiver. So they're hoping David Montgomery can do this. I personally wanted them to get an offensive tackle in the first round. This is before the trades, or a guard, and with the first pick in the second round, which belonged to Washington in the Laramie Tunsil trade, get a running back like Jadarius Price from Notre Dame or Washington from Arkansas, and then get another offensive lineman in the second round. But as it is, they'll have Montgomery, Woody Marks. Last year, Montgomery will be here probably a max of 2 years. And if he could do here what he did there, there's no shame getting beaten out by Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs was a great breakaway back, a number 1 pick, so they had a nice twosome going there. So the Texans are happy with it. So they gave up a 4-7 and Juice Scruggs, and I keep seeing these national people talking about how they got fleeced, and I'm thinking, have you watched Juice Scruggs? Of course you haven't, because he hadn't played. He started 1 game last year. And then I think it was Albert Breer took a line out of his pre-draft evaluation, and it was a great sentence, and a guy here goes, well, if he could still do that, he never would have been traded. So anyway, it's just like the Mixon trade. They're desperate for a running game. And I'll tell you this while we're talking about running backs. I think the Titans, I don't care if Robert Saleh has a chance for David Bailey. I don't care who it is. Jeremiyah Love, if he's available, can transform an offense. Nobody can help a quarterback like a great running back. I saw what Earl Campbell did here. Bum Phillips traded up in 78, took him first overall. He transformed him into a playoff team 3 years in a row, AFC Championship game 2 years in a row, led the league in rushing all 3 seasons. And before they fired Bum Phillips, and I saw what Arian Foster did here from UT and undrafted, and then they put him in the lineup at the end of the season, and then his first start the next year, they beat Peyton Manning and the Colts for the first time, and he became the greatest running back in history, and they became a perennial playoff team. So you can't beat a back who can run, catch, and block, and Love can do it all.
Amen to that, John. John McClain's on the Chase and Big Joe show. That was my question. We had Jeff Fisher on at 12:30, John, and we asked him about taking Eddie George in 1996 when he still had Marvin Harrison on the board, Eric Moulds on the board. He said, we thought the best compliment for Steve would be a great running back, and there you have it. And that's the thing here, John. Love had the great combine, and everything you just said, we're all aboard the Love train now. We all want him to come here because what he could do. And, look, you got 2 good pieces there, and you spend good in free agency. You're exactly right, John. And you were there when they took Eddie George. Were you shocked they took Eddie in 96 at 14?
Well, first of all, Jeff's a defensive coordinator. Defensive coordinators are always going to run the ball. So he wanted him. Robert Saleh, defensive coordinator. He's always going to run the ball. 49ers always had a running game. And I thought Saleh got shortchanged when he got fired by the Jets, but the fact he got to go back to the 49ers has helped him get a second job. Now, I had Eddie George in my mock drafts because of I knew how bad Jeff wanted him, and I knew Floyd wanted him. And I'll never forget, and I still talk to this guy, Chris Myers of Fox. Back then he worked for ESPN. And each year the reporters would be signed 2 or 3 teams they were supposed to keep up with. And Chris called me, and I said, I think they're taking Eddie George, and they don't buy into this. He's gotten fat on the banquet circuit. They don't buy into he's got a shoulder injury that's probably going to require surgery. He is perfectly fit for what they want. If it was an offensive coach as the head coach, it might be different. So I was certain about it based on the way Floyd and Jeff had spoken off the record. Well, it comes down, the first round's going on, and Floyd trades down. And I jump up in my seat. Dave Pearson, their longtime PR guy who's been with Seahawks for years, said he'd never seen me jump up so fast, so quick, and start complaining about somebody like I did Floyd Reese, because I'd blown my pick. I had told ESPN wrong because Chris Myers was saying, well, my sources are telling me it's going to be Eddie George. And then, thank goodness, he was still there. And Saints coach Jim Mora said the biggest mistake he ever made was taking, I think, cornerback Alex Molden one spot before Eddie based on Eddie's career. So it was one of the best moves that Floyd Reese made as a general manager, Jeff Fisher's head coach, because the 1-2 combo with him and Steve just worked out perfectly.
Do you think they could strike that lightning again with a Cam Ward, Jeremiyah Love? I mean, Love at the Combine, John, he's all the talk. I mean, he was all the talk, how good he was. He put the tape on at Notre Dame. I just think this would be a good combination here in Nashville.
Absolutely, it would, and he's a better receiver than Eddie. Earl Campbell couldn't catch a cold, but that wasn't what he did. He was a runner, a power runner. And so Love can run, he can catch, he can block. He's everything you want. And I'm wondering, the Jets aren't going to take him. Raiders aren't going to take him. And the Cardinals could use him. If I'm them, I'm worried about the Cardinals taking Jeremiyah Love. And I don't know that I wouldn't offer them a pick to swap places so I could get Love. Now, if they don't do that and the Cardinals get Love, they'll probably screw it up because they're the Cardinals. And they still need a quarterback. Now, they're not going to take a quarterback there, of course. But if they get Love when they don't have a quarterback, they're going to use him up before they get a quarterback and become competitive again. And I remember Steven Jackson of the Rams. They just ran him ragged every year, and they were incompetent. And here comes Kurt Warner, and by then they're thinking, man, we should have put him in, suspended hibernation or whatever, and then thaw him out later. And the Cardinals are very well could be in that situation. Anybody that wants Love is going to be talking to the Cardinals for that pick.
Oh, absolutely. John, real quick, Ian Rappaport reporting breaking news. The Colts have put the transition tag on Daniel Jones. My question, what the hell is a transition tag?
You don't see it. You get the average of the top 10 instead of the top 5, and you get a chance to match it. And he's injured. I can't see anybody paying him a lot of money so they can, because you don't know about the injury and when he's going to play. There's a lot of speculation about that, and I think it's pretty smart because I think it's like $40 million instead of 50 or something. It's definitely a lot less than the franchise tag. And if he comes back and he plays well, they'll redo it and pay him like they did in Tampa with my mind's gone blank, Baker Mayfield.
He is John McClain from Houston. We'll have more with him coming up next here on Chasing Big Joe on this Tuesday, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday. John McClain with us on the program, and he joins usually every Monday at 2 o'clock, but we had Preds covered yesterday. So, John, we'll be in the legal tampering period by the time we talk next week. And I asked Floyd one time about tampering, and all I got was a laugh. So that kind of tells me all I needed to know about that. I mean, do you think this is obviously the illegal tampering still going on, but was this a good move years ago when they added legal tampering?
Well, first of all, nobody pays any attention to it. They've been cheating like crazy. What do you think they talked about? Every general manager in the league was cheating at the combine because you're talking to an agent. You're not supposed to be able to talk to an agent about a player on his team. Like if Joe played for Kansas City and that player and you and Chase, you played for the Titans, and you're only supposed to – and Berganzi's only supposed to talk about you because your contract's up or he wants to sign you to an extension. Do you think Joe's not going to talk to him about the player that he's interested in? Of course they are.
Yeah.
And everybody does it. And if all of them were Pinocchio, their noses would grow so far nobody could get around. And so that's been going on. The term legal tampering is, I think, is an oxymoron. It's no such thing. But all these deals are done, and they're going to be, when Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero and all those guys, they're going to be tweeting. The agents will text them, and they will just basically not even rewrite, just post the text because the idea is to get it out there first. And I can't wait to see what the Titans are going to do because they have so much money to spend. And if you spend it unwisely, the franchise is going to be set back. But based on everything I've heard about Berganzi, he's not going to be spending stupid money.
Do you think we kind of talked about this earlier today. Do you think wide receiver is one of the more difficult positions to get right when it comes to free agency? Because, think about how many receivers just with the Titans alone that they've signed in free agency that are big names that hadn't worked.
Like Calvin Ridley.
Like Calvin Ridley is a prime example of one.
It's hard if you take, how many wide receivers put you in the playoffs? How many wide receivers put you in the Super Bowl? Like A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is subject to so much controversy in Philadelphia. That's not what you want out of a wide receiver. You want a guy that's out there busting his butt on every play to win, and yet these guys, they pout and they whine publicly and they go on social media. They're not getting the ball enough. Then the quarterback feels pressure to get him the ball instead of playing the offense the way it's supposed to be played. And the running backs get their feelings hurt. I don't know that to me, you've got to have a running back. You got to protect the quarterback. You can get receivers in the other round. If you look around the NFL, there's a lot of great receivers didn't come in the first round. You'd love, I'm sure the Titans would, Robert Saleh would kill to get a great pass rusher like Dave Bailey of Texas Tech. But boy, if you got a chance to get Jeremiyah Love and Robert's defense is sitting over there getting oxygen and water and talking it up because they're spending so much time on the bench because the offense is driving the ball. That is also a head coach's best friend because the last thing you want is a 3 and out and then another 3 and out and another 3 and out. So you can get those other players if you know what you're doing. You can get free agents. And usually, you can't measure a heart. You can't measure guts because some guys show it, and then when they get paid the big bucks, something leaves them. And it just does, especially when they get the big signing bonus and get taken care of for life, even though Odell Beckham, we got the violins out for him because he talked about how hard it was 5 years and $100 million. But I think the best staffs, and you know who they are because they're always in the playoffs or they're Super Bowl contenders. You watch how they do it. They make the fewest mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody blows it on free agents. You got to be careful. You take a wide receiver who was impressive number 2 at another team. Well, it turns out because he's getting single coverage all the time and the other guy's getting the double, then when he comes to your team, he's getting doubled and he's not worth half of what you paid him.
Exactly on that. John, is there one player out there in free agency that the Texans could put them over the top and make them like a true Super Bowl contender?
Well, I certainly don't think it's David Montgomery. It's got to be somebody in the offensive line, but they're going to have 3 new starters. They're in trouble. So there's not any one in particular. Obviously, they don't like their offensive line based on what they're doing, And it was funny. Nick Casario said at the combine, I thought our line played better, but I must have been watching different tape. And now I'm thinking he was watching the same damn tape we were.
Going to be interesting for sure. John, appreciate the time as always. We'll talk to you next week.
Guys, thank you very much.
John McClain down in Houston joining us usually Mondays at 2:00, but had to move around with the game yesterday.
I bet you John back in the day could throw some hands. What do you think?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, man. Get a little fired up right there.
Yeah, well, that's okay. Sometimes you got to bring the passion.
Love it, man.
Bring the passion. Get a little fired up.
I love it, man.
Tennessee Brew Works is the official craft beer of the football offseason coverage here on 102.5 The Game, so appreciate them. Always love doing our shows out at Tennessee Brew Works, and we look forward to being there again soon. It's Chase and Big Joe presented by the Omni here on 102.5 The Game.
All right, welcome back here to the Chase and Big Joe Show, 102.5 The Game, brought to you by the great Omni Nashville Hotel. Something happened pretty cool around the city for our high school baseball programs. It's the Mookie Betts Classic, named after the all-star outfielder infielder for the L.A. Dodgers. And the guy that organized this, put it together, is our good friend for the show. It's Coby Ginsburg. He's the head baseball coach at Lawson High School. It started yesterday. It's ongoing all week. Coby, how are you, buddy? Thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having me, Joe. Everything's great. Beautiful day out here in Bellevue, Tennessee. The wind's blowing, the sun's out. It's a great day for baseball.
How did the Mookie Betts Classic come to be?
I had a vision. This is year 4 of it this time around. I actually had started it in the early 2010-11 when I was at Hume Fogg, but it was just kind of an opportunity for for Metro teams to play some games. And then when we started it back up 4 years ago, we kind of reached out to Mookie, and it was right in his wheelhouse, being a Metro alum. So he, if you'd be willing to support us so that some of the less fortunate teams in Metros can play some games early on in the year, not have to worry about paying for umpires or anything like any kind of gate fee or anything like that. So Mookie's been really great for us, and kind of going from there.
Yeah, he's an Overton alumni. For those that don't remember, Mookie Betts grew up here in Nashville. So
who doesn't remember Mookie Betts?
Yeah, right. So when you started this, is because look, it's getting great reviews, and it really you shine the spotlight on these Metro Nashville baseball programs that otherwise nobody would talk about. Is it going as well as you thought it would go?
Yeah, I mean, it is. And the kids are excited, and, watching them come into the park yesterday and, the first opening day of the season and the smiles on their face and, a renewed love for the game, another season, another chance to play games. And that's the part I like. I wanted to give the opportunity to just provide them so they don't have to worry about anything but just come out and playing baseball. And now Metro baseball, to be completely honest, is dying. And like you said, the Williamson counties, the private schools, all those ones are getting all the love by everybody because, they produce all the college athletes and stuff. But there's still a lot of great athletes in Metro that aren't getting any attention and aren't getting a chance to play. And so this is kind of what we're kind of giving a chance to show it off.
You guys play today at 7 o'clock. You take on East Nashville, correct?
Correct. We actually flipped it to 4:30 because our basketball team's in the regional finals tonight at 7, and so my players convinced me to move the game around so they can go to that one too. So they're all about Lawson.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fantastic then. And then I like the spotlight being shown on Metro. We've talked about this before. You really get, and this is not a slight on Metro athletics, but you don't get a lot of help from them, do you?
None. I mean, and like you said, it's not because of the district. It's such a big district and lots of schools, and there's 14 high schools, and if they were to actually fund all the athletic programs, it would probably virtually be impossible. And so, no athletic program in Metro gets any kind of financial support from the district. So anything that we do, we have to fundraise, we have to, sell signs, and you did our first pitch dinner last month, and golf tournaments, and anything we can do to kind of get money from the community so that we're able to stay afloat because baseball is not cheap.
We're talking to Coby Ginsburg, head baseball coach at Lawson High School. Again, Mookie donating, all this to help out. What all does it take care of that normally if he wouldn't do this, you probably wouldn't have the tournament?
It pays for all the umpires. 2 umpires for a game this year are about $200, and so you figure that for 3 games for each team, that's $600 for each team that they don't have to come up with. It's We don't have to charge a gate because usually you charge a gate to cover your umpires or try to cover your umpires if you have support, for fans that show up. And so we're able to just get them here and they can just play baseball and not worry about anything else.
So it goes. It's all week, right? It started last night. It's tonight and tomorrow, correct?
Yeah, it's at Overton and us are hosting the 2 sites, and then the top four teams will come out of that. We'll play semifinals on Thursday, and then Friday night at Lawson.
Beautiful, beautiful. Hey, thanks for doing this. And I said it at the first pitch dinner. I mean, this opportunity to promote programs around Middleton is open to everyone, and you're one of the few who take advantage of this medium to spread the word because it's about the kids. It's not about you. Yeah. It's about the kids. So I always appreciate you doing this.
And I always appreciate you showing us the love that you do, Joe. You're amazing.
I am amazing. All right, Coby, thank you, brother. I have the hat. Right. I have the Lawson hat on now, so best of luck and bring home the trophy, my man.
Who are you rooting for tonight?
You, as always. Right, Lawson High School. Yeah, you got it, buddy. All right, Coby, thank you, brother. Coby Ginsburg, organizer for the Mookie Betts Classic, taking part this week. And, I'm a Metro High School proud graduate, so anytime we can shine a light on anything Metro athletics in Nashville is I'm all about it because he's right. A lot of the love gets, and I understand it, gets shown elsewhere around Middle Tennessee, but still a lot of good kids playing baseball out there that need a love and a little respect and a little publicity for them that's going on right now.
Yeah, and speaking of baseball, Team USA leading the San Francisco Giants 2-1 in the bottom of the second in an exhibition game before the World Baseball Classic gets underway. Paul Skeens on the bump for USA right now. So
Paul Skeens, is he going to stay with the Pirates or are they going to ship him off like everybody else?
I mean, I would think they'll stay on brand and he'll end up in pinstripes or red or something.
Why even have if you're not going to compete, why even have a team?
I don't know. Well, it's going to be – I think they're probably one of the teams that wants to see a salary cap. So if that ends up happening, then who knows?
Yeah, because right now Pittsburgh has all the chips in their saddle, I guess the best way to put it, because he's under contract for 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
So, they're going to wait it out, and if there is a salary cap, they can retain him in some fashion.
Yeah, so they'll trade him out like everybody else and get 5 prospects and then be in the same 3 years from now. I mean, in the early 90s, the Pirates were, with Bonds and Van Slyke and Bonilla, there's a great, heck, that was a good, they won 3 straight, I think, National League East titles and the iconic game when Sid Bream scores. That was versus the Pirates.
But, I think to Nick's point, if they get a salary cap, you're going to see a different baseball, but I think in a good way. I think you're going to see parity like you saw in the NFL when they went to a salary cap. And I think we can all agree the NFL product in that sense, is pretty good. Why not get it in baseball? Why not get it in baseball?
Right, and I think we've talked about this. I think next year could be a very tumultuous year for baseball because they got a bargain and all that, and the owners and the players don't get along. And so what they do, they just go on. Would that be called a strike, or what would you call that?
Yeah, probably.
Is that a strike? There's different terminology.
It'll either be a strike or a lockout.
Something
like that.
That's going to happen.
I don't know. It needs to happen, though. It should have happened a long time ago.
Players aren't going to like that, man.
No, they don't like it. But, when you got – the problem is I know the players don't care about this because they're getting theirs, but it's like when it's only the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Cubs, the Red Sox, who else, Nick? Do you put the Padres in there?
You can put the Mets in there a little bit.
Yeah, the Mets. That's a good one. That they have the deep pockets. It's just not. It's not a good look. It's tough on the game.
Yeah, you also have to factor in too, guys like Bryce Harper, Manny Machado. They were kind of advocating that the Dodgers are doing the right thing by just signing all these players because they have the money and they have a good farm system. Because those guys don't want to see a salary cap due to the fact of if they do have a salary cap, a lot of that percentage of the money they're going to get is going to go away to either the team and or their agent. And their agent is probably I don't want to see a salary cap either. Like Scott Boras was on yesterday with Pat McAfee talking about he would rather see a salary cap floor, like a floor for just salary in general and no cap, which is interesting. Obviously so favoring in the the favor of an agency. So
Well, and I do wonder if that's going to end up being the compromise, that they put in a floor and not a cap, which is a start, but that doesn't fix everything.
absolutely,
They need a salary cap.
yeah,
I get it.
It's
I mean,
trending that
if
way.
I was one of those players, I'd be against it too. But
Yeah, I mean, the Dodgers got 10 contracts worth more than $100 million. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just – there's a reason they're good.
yeah, I mean, well, if you buy it, then okay.
Oh, no, they earned it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. We miss you, Freddie. That's all I'll say. Joe, let's give something away. You always like when I do this. We have a pair of tickets to Pro Wrestling Symphony, Undeniable, this Sunday at Eastside Bowl. Caller number 3 at 615-737-1025. You'll win a pair of tickets to Pro Wrestling Symphony, Undeniable, this Sunday at Eastside Bowl. Coming up next, we'll tell you what day it is in celebrity birthdays. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 the game. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 the game on this Tuesday, putting a bow on things as we get ready for whatever comes this week. The trade deadline on Friday with the NHL and the Predators and all that good stuff. But Joe, before we get to what day is it in celebrity birthdays, I did just get this from our friend Anthony at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. The Cars Tour is coming to the Nashville Fairgrounds on April the 11th, which is pro late model tour event, which is really popular. It's owned by Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kevin Harvick, Justin Marks. Tootsie's is going to be the sponsor of this race. And also on the entry list, Dale Earnhardt Jr. will race at the fairgrounds in the number 8 Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet.
That's very cool.
So Junior comes back to the fairgrounds, which will be really, really cool.
Maybe we'll get a chance to sit down and yap with him.
We're already working on it. Don't worry.
Oh, we're going to see him.
We're hopefully we'll have him on the show. That would be a lot of fun for sure. With that, let's get to what day is it and celebrity birthdays.
Okay, first on the list we have Canadian Bacon Day. So there's that.
Joe loves Canadian bacon
Oh, I love Canadian bacon. When you take the Canadian part out of it.
and Canadian tuxedos.
Oh, you're a big Canadian tuxedo guy, Joe. Didn't know this about you.
What the hell's that?
Mr. Fashion Trends. Yeah,
It's all
you can
denim.
Look it up.
Okay.
You got it. I'm proud of you, Joe.
Thanks, pal.
I Want to Be Happy Day is today.
Yes.
Isn't everybody? 33 Flavors Day. It's a day to celebrate ice cream and try different flavors of cream in a roundabout way. National Anthem Day is today, celebrating the Stars and Stripes of
Something in
America.
Vegas.
There you go. National Soup It Forward Day. Interesting. So if you have soup, I guess pay it forward or hand it forward. National Mulled Wine Day. Let's see. National Moscow Mule Day.
I love those.
National
yeah.
Cold Cuts Day. Delicious.
Get your cold cuts.
Sure, McClain was having a little bit of that. National Sportsmanship Day is today. Peace Corps Day. Peach Blossom Day. Talking Third Person Day. Happens often.
Chase likes that.
TB 303 Appreciation Day is today. And to wrap it up with 3 more, Unique Names Day. What if cats and dogs had opposite thumbs day? Interesting. And World Wildlife Day. So there you go.
I mean, when you're reading, if cats and dogs have opposite thumb day, you're just, I mean, that's bottom of the barrel, right? Is that where we are?
I think so.
Okay. All right, time for celebrity birthdays. Get these within 2. It's a new week. New opportunity to be the leader in celebrity birthdays. Dr. Crane, you will go first today, okay?
All right.
How old is former Denver Bronco All-Pro Randy Gradishar?
61.
65.
74. Chaser, how old is Herschel Walker? He's the ambassador to somewhere like Bahamas
Yeah.
or Curacao or somewhere. That's a job I'd take. Ambassador to Curacao.
67.
68.
64. Dr. Crane, one of the greatest athletes of all time, Jackie Joyner Kersey.
72.
68.
64. Chaser, Jason Tatum from the NBA.
34.
28.
28 exactly.
Man.
Dr.
Well done.
Crane, Julie Bowen. She was in the TV show Modern Problems. Dr. Crane.
58.
68.
56. Your delay is. Make sure you're not looking stuff up.
No, I'm looking at Paul Skeens right now. I got a little sidetracked. Sorry.
Okay. That's somebody I wouldn't be looking at. Anyway, Chaser, how old is Jessica Biel? Justin Timberlake. I guess they're still married. I don't know.
36.
42.
44. Dr. Crane's at 4-0. Dr. Crane, singer Camila Cabello. You know what I'm talking about.
32.
28.
29. Chaser on the board. 4-1. All right, speed round. Here we go. Chaser, how old is singer Jennifer Warnes? Because she said with you she had the time of her life.
64.
60.
79. Dr. Crane, actor-director Tim Kazurinsky from Police Academy and Saturday Night Live.
67.
75.
76. He's coming back. It's 4-2. Chaser, how old is actress Miranda Richardson?
58.
52.
68. Dr. Crane, how old is drummer Duncan Phillips from Newsboys?
60.
48.
62, exactly. Up 5-2. Chaser, how old is rapper, actor Tone Loc?
60.
63.
60 exactly. It's now 5-4. Dr. Crane, you better get this or I'm going to pull your Father Ryan card. How old is singer Brett Warren of the Warren Brothers?
Mr. Brett. That's Brad's brother. I know Mr. Brett. All right, Mr. Brett. Hopefully I get this right. Y'all are very similar in age. I'm going to go 50. 50. He's, I think, the older one. I'm going to go 55.
54.
Oh, good news. Dr. Crane keeps his Father Ryan card. He's 55.
There we go.
Nice.
You're welcome, Mr. Brett.
7-4. Chaser, how old is Bud Bundy, actor David Faustino from Married with Children?
50.
52.
52 exactly. Dr. Crane's up 9-4. Dr. Crane, gospel singer Jason Crabb.
60.
54.
49. And Chaser, the last birthday, how old is rapper Lil Flip? Lil Flip.
48.
Lil Flip, I'm going to go 34.
He's 45. But Dr. Crane, you won 9-4, pal.
That was
Crazy.
good.
Proud of you, man. Start the week good, buddy.
Well done. That is going to do it for us here today.
Hey, as we leave every show, we were off yesterday, but listen, to our guys out there, you're doing great, man. You're doing wonderful. We tell you all the time, go to therapy. UnityCares.com is where it is. If you're unsure, just go there. Listen, we need you here. I will tell you all the time that our world is a better place because you are here. You're doing fantastic, right? No matter some days are harder than others, but you're still here. Look at all that's gone through in your life, and you're still here because you're amazing and you're powerful. Know how much that we love you, and more importantly, more than anything else in this world, I want you to know how much God loves you.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll DVD coming your way next, and I'll have pregame for you between the Preds and the Blue Jackets coming up at 5 here on 102.5 The Game.